Good morning. Good hectic morning. Heck. Your beard has grown substantially since last weekend.
I'm still a little light here on this. Still a little light here on this side.
Morning, Mima.
All right, guys.
Grows more on one side. So.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about one superpower, something that you're unaware of that is keeping you from smashing through and finally attaining your goal. Finally getting through it.
After all the different diets and different plans you jump from, all the things you try.
I've had a couple of conversations with new students that have gotten started with us here, and even some of our distance coaching people. And the one common theme that a lot of them deal with is indecision, being indecisive. And so it's like, well, why is that? Well, for one, so anytime we don't make a decision, so first off, think about.
Well, you don't have to commit.
Well, think about decision. With decisions come consequences, right? And that's kind of where discipline, the whole discipline thing comes in, and why people aren't disciplined is because if you think about discipline, what?
You have to be consistent.
Well, no. Well, obviously discipline means like consistency and all that stuff, but think about what discipline means. When you were a kid, you got in trouble, what happened? Your parents disciplined you. So when you think of the word discipline, you're not thinking of consistency, that kind of thing. You're thinking of, man, if I make a mistake, I'm going to get punished. I'm going to be disciplined. When in actuality, discipline means commitment. That's what it means, right? Like the 12 apostles, they were disciples. They were committed to Christ, right? So that's what discipline really means. But again, it's all word association. Many people associate discipline with punishment, okay? So fast forward to decisions. So making decisions, with decisions come consequences, and it all depends on the intent, right? If you're intentional and if you're not intentional, the outcome is going to be different, right? So like an extreme case, let's say you're driving and for whatever reason you're not paying attention, you jump the curb and you actually run somebody over. Yeah. The intent was not to actually hurt that person, so the consequence isn't going to be as severe. Still going to get in trouble.
And it still happened.
But let's say you pass somebody and you have road rage, you see this guy that owes you $50 and you jump the curb and run him over. The intent was intentional to hurt this person. So you're going to prison, right? So we're afraid to make decisions because we're afraid of the consequences that come with those decisions. And what could those consequences be?
But there's good and bad consequences.
Right. But what could those consequences? But usually we associate it with negative. So what are some of those negative consequences? So we all deal with internal beliefs, internal resistance, and we all deal with external resistance, right? So a lot of the times we're conflicted by both, like, I don't know if I can actually do this kind of thing, or you have these fears around X, Y, and Z. But then there's also this external resistance. What are people going to think about us, right? They're going to say, oh, here goes so-and-so, this is their next weight loss plan,
I can't stick to it. They're going to say, we told you so, or this, why do you even bother?
Yeah, so-and-so this is their fifth thing. They look the same.
You look the same.
You look the same, and you've been going to this gym, or you've been eating this certain way, and you look the same. Those are things that we can be afraid of facing, keeping us from making the decision. Because at the end of the day, you got to make a decision. So
decide to commit.
So decision, like I said, comes with consequences. But also think of the word decision, what that means. One of the words of decision is scission. Scission means to cut away. So we know that, man, if I make a decision,
you're drawing a line.
I'm drawing a line,
and you have to be committed.
And I'm cutting away all those yummy foods or going out with my friends, or
you associate with what you're giving up versus focusing on what you'll actually be doing and gaining.
What you actually be doing and gaining. It's like imagine getting married.
Too negative.
Imagine getting married and you're like, man, once I get married, I'm not gonna be able to party anymore. I'm not gonna be able to party.
I can't flirt with other people, and I'm gonna have to stick here. Versus, don't get married if that's how you think about all the things you have to give up. You have to be focused on what you're getting.
Yeah. So that would be like, again, that would be like looking at it that way, right? So decision means to cut away. So we become indecisive because of things that have happened in our past. Maybe we grew up and we could never live up to the standards of our father, right? Maybe our father was so strict on us that anything that we did was wrong. We could never please our dad, and that's a big. So a lot of the things that people deal with in their adult life is a result of their childhood. Maybe they had an overbearing father or mother that no matter what they did, they could not please that person. So then
they associate that with.
They're like, okay, well,
if
I do what mom or dad wants me to do, what are my friends going to think? My friends are going to make fun of me. My friends are going to do X, Y, and Z. So you try to find this like middle ground. Ultimately, 20, 30 years go by, and now you're afraid of making decisions because of what are the ramifications? What is the consequence of me making this decision?
Yeah, you have to be very, very aware of how you're thinking and how you're approaching everything, including your health.
Yeah. So they're here. So that the catch-22, right? If you don't make a decision to finally take this path that's less traveled, you're not going to get the result that you want.
No, and stuff's just going to happen to you, and then you blame, this just always happens for me, it doesn't work for me. It's just stuff doesn't happen to you. You either allow it to happen or you make a decision and you decide what the outcome's going to be. You decide what you do, and therefore the consequences that go with it. Stuff doesn't just happen to you, at least not 100% of the time. We're not always the victim here.
Well, you have
to decide.
You can't prevent what happens to you. You can't prevent what happens to you, but here's what you can prevent. You can prevent how you let it affect you.
And you can decide certain things.
You can decide certain things.
In your
life. You can by surrounding you certain things, but you can decide what happens with the weather. You can't decide.
Not 100% around board.
This happened, so I can't go to the gym.
But there's a lot we can control.
But there's things you can control. You can still get out and go
decide
run. Or you can still grab your kettlebell grab your kettlebell that's been sitting in the closet, you've been using more as a doormat.
Decide you're going to do it, even if you feel tired. 10 minutes.
So you said something that struck a chord. This is very common that people say, and here's something you need to get over. This is another thing that's going to keep you from finally, like, literally just breaking through. Is that didn't work for me? This just doesn't work for me. Well, guess what?
Oh, that stuff didn't work. It's not going to work for you because
or
it
your
didn't work
schedule.
for me.
We've had previous people that decide not to work. We're like, oh, your schedule just doesn't work for me. Guess what? Nothing is going to move around you. You need to adjust yourself to adapt around other things.
Because there's always something going on.
There's always something.
Always something.
Your
kids.
This workout program, whatever, didn't work for me. Well, guess what?
You didn't stick to the plan.
You didn't stick to it. And two, here's the thing. In order to get what you want, you need to be a little uncomfortable. And people
we just don't like that.
People avoid uncomfortableness because it's not comfortable.
Yeah.
But here's the secret is on the other side of discomfort, on the other side of suffering, if you will, is growth, is breakthrough, is these type of things. So for one, you've got to make a decision. And until you make a decision and cut away the choices and the lifestyle, that kind of thing that you've had, you're going to constantly struggle to break through. Okay? So imagine an alcoholic, a drug, someone that's addicted to drugs or what have you. If they don't make the decision to cut away and to get away from the people that are in like, what's the word? Encouraging or influencing
supportive
them.
Yeah.
They're going to turn around and go right back to that as soon as they leave the rehab place or what have you. Okay, that's an extreme case. But look at it from like a strength training, weight loss, achieving your goals type of thing. If we don't make a decision and we don't cut away the food choices and all this kind of stuff, we're going to go right back to it. So here's something that I challenge a lot of my students with, and they look at me like I'm insane.
But we got to do something different to get different results.
Go home and throw in the trash everything that's sugar, anything that's in a box, and that like, oh my gosh, I spent money on that. That is not serving you at all.
I looked at you crazy when you told me that.
It is not supportive. It is not going to do anything to push you to where you need to be.
Not just you, your family included, everybody in that house.
I'm not saying that you cannot enjoy these little foods and the ice cream. I'm not saying that you can't do that, because anybody that says that they don't indulge in any of that stuff is just straight up lying to you. But instead of getting the big family size bag of chips, buy the little small bag of chips, and you have that on the weekend. When it's gone, it's gone. Because what happens when you buy these big family-sized bag of chips, you buy the you buy the big tubs of ice cream or whatever.
Guess I should finish it.
You're gonna be in the dang fridge, in the freezer, a chip here, a chip there, a bite here.
Came home from work, I want some. Oh, look, we have some.
All because you didn't make the decision to cut away, versus getting the small pint or getting whatever the small size that goes. So I challenge you to go in. So here's the thing: out of everybody that's watching, okay, only 3% of you are going to do this. It's called the 3% rule. And this 3% rule runs supreme in every aspect of our lives.
No matter what it is.
Only 3% of people that join a gym are actually going to do the work to get to achieve their goal. And only 3% of the people that start a business are going to actually still be there 15 years later. Only 3% of the people, you get the idea. Yeah. Only 3% are actually going to do the work.
Because it's work.
Because it's work. It's hard. It's hard. It's uncomfortable. It's it's that whole thing. So only 3% of the people that watch this video are actually going to go in their fridge, make a decision, and throw that shit away.
So you decide that you are going to be a part of that 3%. And let's blow that 3% out of the water for all of you that are watching live this morning.
It's almost like
it might hurt, especially if it's chocolate chip cookies. I've been there. I know. He was like, throw it away. I'm like, it's food. He's like, it's not food. I was like, he's like, what do you deserve? You deserve those chocolate chips that are highly processed. Is that going to get you to lose the excess weight? Is that going to make you stop craving? Is that going to take away your temptation to keep this here, to keep it around, to keep snacking on it throughout? And I was like, you know what? You're right. So Sunday night, leftover junk food, even if it's just a little bit, you're digging those crumbs out, the tiny chip package. Like, what is that? Throw it away.
Yeah, throw it away.
Throw it away.
Yeah. It's like taking someone that's addicted to using credit cards. You tell them you got to chop your credit cards up. You're like,
no!
Chop up my credit cards.
What if I need it?
That's crazy. What if I need it?
A little bit of chocolate.
Right? But like you got to, or like getting you to like get off the TV, cutting the TV cord. Like, I'm not gonna do that. I spent all this money on this TV.
Yeah. Okay,
that's obviously extreme cases. But when it comes to like food, stuff that's like just really insignificant, that doesn't cost a whole lot, you're allowing that to control.
Like, come on, it didn't really cost that much.
Yeah. Because here's the thing.
Less than $5.
At the end of the day, to really remove any pain from your life, you will do whatever it takes to do that.
To get it done.
So I'm going to leave you with an extreme
challenge.
Well, the extreme challenge is throw all the stuff. Go into your pantry, and anything that is in a box, anything that has sugar, anything that has any of that crap, throw it away. I challenge you. Now, here is hopefully this will motivate you. Here's an extreme little analogy. This is extreme. All right. I saw this on a meme and it made me laugh, so I thought I'd share it with you today. So I'm in this marketing group, and one of the marketing guys was, it's all about like building your business, this whole type of thing. And he said, he goes, crackheads and all these other drug addicts, they don't have any money. They have nothing. Yeah. But they figure out how to get these drugs. He goes, so are you going to let a crackhead out hustle you today?
Out hustle you?
Someone that has nothing. So the moral is, someone that has nothing, has no money, has no resources, has nothing, figures out a way
to get what they want,
to satisfy that need that they have. So what is your need? Is it lose weight so you can take the weight off your joints? Is it so you can chase your kids?
Help
Is
to
it
play
that
with
kind
your
of thing,
kids.
right? If that need is so powerful, you will do whatever it takes. Money will not be an option. Resources will not be. There are no gyms by. I live in the country.
Doesn't matter.
Nothing will get in your way.
Everything's in the internet.
Those are the two challenges I leave you with today. Is one, go into your pantry and throw away anything that just does not serve you. Okay, anything that does not serve you. Two, ask yourself, am I going to let an addict out hustle me today? Okay, do whatever it takes. Do whatever it takes. You are very resourceful. You are very resourceful, and you will figure out what it is that you got to do to satisfy the need that you have. And that need is to break through, to move forward, to crush your goals. That way you don't have to worry about people saying, oh, you look the same. It's been a year. You still look the same. It's been whatever. You still look the same. So that we don't have to. You can avoid all those pains. So we got our head out. We got our 10 a.m. here. And if any of this resonated with you, drop a comment below.
Let us know how it goes.
Let us know how it goes. If you don't feel comfortable, drop in a comment. Shoot us a direct message. That kind of thing. And so that's pretty much it. We're signing out. So in case you just dropped in, indecision is the one superpower that's keeping you from finally crushing and breaking through and attaining your goals.
Deciding, decision.
Making a decision. But indecisiveness is the superpower that's keeping them from it.
Gotcha. We gotta go.
Bye.
Have a good one.